must confess I'm in a mess with no place to turn to. Far from home, alone, what is a country girl to do? Ahoo!
Sorry, Napoleon, about all that. Good morning. Yes, well, I know it's late, but they're still asleep. Oh. Molly? Pixie?
Good morning, Grandma. Isn't it a gorgeous morning? Wonder if Captain Jacques will let me ride his horse today. How can you be so energetic? I'm going out into the backyard with the girls' annual if Anne hasn't taken a chaise lunch first. Hi, Grandma.
Good morning, girls. I know it's holidays, but your breakfast's been ready for an hour or more.
Crikey, Moses, has it? Sorry, Grandma.
Yes, well, if you want any, you better go out there and have it now. I've had to keep stirring that porridge and adding more liquid till my arm wants to drop off.
Sorry. Hey, those are mine? Use your other ones. Why should I?
Because I haven't got all day to waste, even if you have. I presume you'll find time to clean up this mess during your hectic schedule of leisure activities?
Of course, Grandma. Absolutely.
Vera, dear, good morning.
Oh, Mother, you are a darling. You shouldn't have.
Well, I can't wait forever to have the dishes done and get on with the day. Jimmy's got plans.
Jimmy's always got plans. I must have a real talk to him later on about last night. Just a tick while I sit up, Mother.
Don't do that. Eavesdroppers never hear anything good of themselves.
Well, there you are then. He never would have spoiled the night for Molly but for Pixie's naughtiness.
Well, Jimmy's never needed any help getting himself into strife.
What's going on? Grandma's on the warpath.
I've said it before, Vera, and I'm going to say it again. That boy needs a father's firm hand.
Not that old chestnut.
Just a moment, young lady.
Not my mess.
Well, someone has to clean it up.
Why me?
Because somebody has to, child.
Well, make them then. Hey, Jimmy, that looks delicious. I might have a piece. Or 3. Better get another jar of jam. This one's almost empty. No, you don't, Jimmy. That's the last of Grandma's Butte strawberry jam. Jimmy! Jimmy! Oh.
Watch it, Dan!
Saved in the nick
Pixie,
of...
give Jimmy back the jam.
But...
And Molly, I think my clean clothes would be better off back in that basket, don't you? Anne, I thought I asked you to start on the washing up.
There's no use doing them till they stop stuffing their faces.
I want it done now. Here it is, mid-morning, and every single room in this house is in chaos.
But it's the holidays.
Not for me, it isn't. It seems to me that nobody ever does anything around here unless I drive them to it. I'm an old lady, and I'm sick and tired of having to behave like an ogre. There's the Christmas party to prepare for, and your parents are coming down to collect you.
Something wrong? I was hoping to have a nice, quiet lie-in.
And when do I ever get that? I'm going to change my clothes. And I'm going to see Mrs. Watson. And I'm going to have a nice, quiet cup of tea with her.
Oh, dear.
Do you think she really meant it? About having to see whether she could cope with this next year?
Yeah, and I can't blame her one bit. We've been absolute pigs. Even if we do hate each other, we didn't have to make life a misery for everyone else.
I know. Do you reckon we could ease it up a bit?
Well, wouldn't be easy. Not while we still loathe one another. I mean, we are chalk and cheese, aren't we?
Girls are supposed to be made of sugar and spice. I guess you've got to be the spice.
You're not going to claim your sugar.
Maybe we're a bit of both. Whatever, would you be willing to try?
Cutting it down a bit, I suppose. We're going to have to do something drastic or she won't have us back next year.
They're in here, Pix.
What do you want?
We've had an idea.
You mean you've both agreed on the same one?
We've called a truce because we've all driven Grandma nuts. Well, I suppose me and Jimmy finished the job. I helped. Anyway, we don't like ourselves much for doing that to her.
Me neither. Grandma's a nice old stick most of the time. So what's the idea?
We clean up this place.
Hey, I could do the garden while you lot do the house.
We'll all help. Anyway, we can't make the bed while you're on it. Well?
Bags I'll fetch Grandma when it's time. It'll be who's finished first.
Anne, Jimmy, I want to talk to you.
Does it have to be now, Mum?
Yes, it does.
No one's stopping you, Mum.
Privately, at once.
What was all that about?
I wouldn't have a clue. But as you said, we shouldn't listen into private conversations. But then again, it might be about us.
Yeah. Oh, we need to know what's going on. Oh, we've practically heard everything anyone else has had to say this morning anyway.
We'd better listen to this too.
Morning, Charlotte. Going to be a lovely day.
Is it? I suppose it is.
Can I, give an old friend a lift anywhere?
Why not?
You know, when you want to talk, Charlotte, I've got plenty of time to listen. Heat up, Blue.
Now, what was all that about?
Moving here to live with Grandma seemed the right thing to do when I did it. We were both lonely, and I thought I could help her with lots of things. But she isn't always the easiest of people to help.
You mean Grandma likes doing things her own way? We already know that, and we're trying to remember it as we clean up.
I'm not talking about that.
You're not? Shut up and let Mum finish, Jimmy.
Because she's so hard to help, I've been most unfair. I've left Grandma to cope with far too much. Now this has got to stop.
But that's what we're doing, Mum. Jimmy! Go on, Mum.
So, I want you to be the first to know that I've decided to remarry. For Grandma's sake as well as for yours.
You're making a lot of sense, Mum. Who would it be? Not that awful Captain Jack. Couldn't bear hearing his tall stories till I got married myself.
I I can promise you it won't be him. Oh, it wouldn't be anyone if I didn't think it absolutely necessary.
What's happening now? Oh, she shouldn't have to marry anyone if she doesn't want to. She's a lovely, scatty person just the way she is.
Something you wanted, girls?
Not really. We were just wondering when Anne and Jimmy will be ready.
Won't be long now. And this is a private conversation.
You heard, didn't you?
No use in saying we didn't, I guess.
How do you feel about it?
I think it's the most romantic, fascinating idea. I wonder if she'll let me be bridesmaid. Wouldn't it be fantastic if it was Monsieur? He's gorgeous.
Vera doesn't talk about him too much anymore.
And just think, Marguerite and I could be bridesmaids. Of course, he'd have to buy a house down here. I like living here with Grandma. Or would he? We'd have to move to France. Bonjour, Monsieur. Comment allez-vous? I want to live here.
Oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Marguerite's our friend, isn't she?
And she's never said anything about going back to France.
Are you sure?
Cross my heart. Now, we've got a job to do, haven't we? Do you think you can finish up in here? We've got to fix our room.
But we've done.
What's on your mind? We've agreed it's wrong for Auntie Vera to marry someone she doesn't want to, no matter how nice he is.
Even Michelle, right.
Well, you saw Jimmy go overboard. What would Grandma think about her precious grandkids going off to live in France?
But they're not. We told Jimmy the truth.
Crikey, Moses, Pixie, you're dense. All it needs is for Grandma to think that's what's going to happen.
And she'd soon put a stop to it if she did. There's Mrs. Watson now. Mrs. Watson!
Hello, pets. Are you looking for your grandma? Because if you are, she just went off in the jinker with Captain Jack.
Oh? Do you know where they were going?
Well, I never was one to pry, dear. But I did happen to notice that the jinker took the road that leads to the lake.
Aunt Vera, stop! Oh, please, stop! Oh, we've got to give ourselves time to let Grandma know what's going on.
What on earth is going on?
Not now.
What now? I've got an idea. Follow me.
Oh, I'm so glad it is you. You will never guess what has just happened.
Forget that. Has Auntie Vera been here?
We, and that flirty gibbet of a father of mine, he has gone dashing off with her for the long conversation. Just when it is necessary for the packing to start. If we are to be going back home before the Yuletide season.
What? Not for good.
My father has accepted a post back in Paris. He is going to teach the English there.
Oh, no. That's torn it.
I know. I'm half glad, half sorry myself. Oh, well, it would be a joy to go back to work and speak my own language all day. But I find in myself the need to take back with me my so good friends like you and the other girls. And you're so charming, Auntie Vera.
But you can't. Oh, even though we miss her like crazy. Do you have any idea where they went?
Forget it.
Grandma will not do.
Au revoir.
And so, there we are, with the boat stuck up in the air on top of this massive rock, with a hole in the side you could drive a truck through.
How big a truck?
Oh, well, I might have embroidered that just a little bit.
And all this time, was the tide coming in?
Yes, a 20-foot tide it was.
Jack.
So I knew that when she floated free, we'd be for it. And run away, little boy. And the water kept on getting higher and higher up her sides.
And what happened then?
Well, I threw myself over the hole and we sailed home free and easy with not a bit of trouble all the way. Would you care to join me in a row on the lake, dear lady?
Now, a row on the lake, Jack. That would be very pleasant.
Did I ever tell you about the time we rounded the horn?
There's Grandma.
Oh, no, you don't. She told me what's been happening. Now, you let your grandma be.
We've got to talk to her.
No.
But she's the only one who'll know what to do.
She's had enough problems this year to last her a lifetime, seems to me.
We need her.
But what about what she needs for a change, eh? I'm going to see that she gets it. A rest, a nice lunch, and a peaceful row on the lake. Now, go on your way, scat.
But it's something that will affect her whole family terribly, and mine.
Well, you attended to herself this time. Now, go on, be off, and that's an order.
Stinkers! Anne and me, we've done the house, and now I've got to finish the lawn.
Grandma's not coming.
We thought you could at least manage that.
Oh, Anne, come down off your high horse. Your mother's with Monsieur and they really are going back to France.
What? But I can't. I won't. How can I possibly leave Philip?
Whatever happened to David?
Who? Oh, him. Oh, this just can't be happening. Just when I've met the man.
He bought in the ice.
Oh, well, relying on her for help's out, pigs.
And what about my lunch?
Oh, grab yourself some bread and cheese. We'll need this stuff for dinner.
Of course we will.
For a celebration after we find your mum. And tell her no one wants her to get married or go anywhere.
Promise?
Promise.
Beauty Butler.
How could you make a promise like that? It just sort of popped out. Oh, if only we could have got Grandma. Fat chance now. She'll be right out of reach. What we've got to do is find out Vera.
That Monsieur Chevrier?
Was it? I didn't notice.
And if I'm not mistaken, the lady was not unlike my daughter.
No, it wasn't her. It was a fair-haired young lady, you old worrier.
That awful Captain Jack's gone and drowned my grandma.
That's highly unlikely. He reckons he can swim like a fish.
For all his wacky stories of the sea,
He must know how to row a boat. But it's what's happening to Mum that's the worry. She'll be having dinner somewhere with flowers and candles on the table, and it'll be romantic. And that wretched man's probably proposing to her right now. And then they'll set the date. Oh, I don't feel a bit hungry. There can't be that many places in Wilsford where they can have a meal. There's the hotels. We'll have to split up and concentrate on finding Aunt Vera. And whoever finds them first is going to have to do something absolutely drastic if he's proposing. Such as what? How would I know? Whatever you think I'd do if I found them first. Piece of cake.
Buonasera. Parli italiano?
I just want to know if my auntie's here. Mrs. Reed or Monsieur Chevrier?
Un momento, guardo nel libro. Un momento.
Crikey, Moses!
Signorino, dove va?
I told you you'd be great when the moment came. You were fantastic. But did I get there on time or not? Your guess is as good as mine. Shh.
It's all right. You're forgiven. This time.
Phew.
And in case you're still wondering, I didn't accept his offer of marriage. I thought for a while I could, but I couldn't.
He's nice. He didn't growl at us or anything.
He's a most delightful person. And he understands I'm still in love with someone else. Anne and Jimmy's father.
Really?
Really? Besides, Jacques plans to go back to France, and I can't see Grandma coming with us in a million years, so it wouldn't have worked.
Sorry.
It's been quite a day for Grandma as well as us.
They've mown the lawns. And I bet every room in this house is as clean as they could make them. Come along, everybody, wake up. What on earth are you doing asleep in here?
Mother. Grandma, you're home.
Yes, I'm home, and about time, too. Off to bed now, children. You too, Vera.
Yes, Mother.
Grandma, about this morning.
If you two are planning on staying with me again next year, you'd better hop it now. Off to bed. Shoo!
From the country to the city, what a life for a sweet Missy. Growing up is full of strife, sugar and spice. How I long to be back home. Everyone leave me alone. Growing up is full of strife, sugar and spice. I bet they're in those open spaces having heaps of fun. While I'm spelling, multiplying, help me anyone. I must confess I'm in a mess with no place to turn to. Far from home, alone, what is a country girl to do? Growing up is so much sour. Who knows what will come tomorrow? Growing up is so much strife, sugar and spice. Sugar and spice. Sugar